All right, we have a lot to cover today, guys, and I almost bashed my head on the shelf again, but hey, we have a lot to break down. Big Tech reported earnings. I got my double espresso. Cheers. I appreciate you all for tuning in. As well, we got to break down all of these numbers, and it would help if I had the charting software pulled up. That would help, right? There we go. So let's break down the indices, all these companies that reported. Well, maybe not all the companies, but we're going to break down Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Meta, and we'll talk a little bit about Chipotle, which I actually just had some Chipotle yesterday. They brought back their honey. I think it's called the honey Chipotle chicken. I got double meat. I got honey Chipotle chicken and barbacoa. Holy smokes, guys. What a combo. I don't think I've ever done that combo before, but if you guys have a Chipotle near you, which everybody should, go try that combo. And Chipotle might as well sponsor this video, right? Full disclosure, they're not sponsoring this video. So let's dive into it, man. We have every index right now in the green. The S&P is currently up 0.4%. The Dow's up over 1%, 1.1 actually, as the Russell's leading the gains up 1.2%, and the Qs are up only 0.25%, which is a little surprising, I guess, considering Google's up a lot. Amazon, I guess it was up a lot. Now Amazon's down. So on second thought, maybe the Qs being up 0.2% is not surprising. But yeah, let's dive into it. Let's break down these numbers. We might as well start off with Google because it's up so much. I mean, Google, guys, I've owned this stock for years. You all know that. I've mentioned that time and time again throughout these videos over the years. And it's been a stock that it's truly one of those. It's genuinely a buy and hold stock for me. And each time it pulls back 20%, 10, 20%, I don't mind nibbling a little more. It's one of those stocks, you know, and we call this breakout out. We saw it on the charts, and it's funny because Jim Cramer, I know a lot of people do the opposite of Cramer. It's kind of a joke in the finance community, but didn't he say 400? Google, it sure looks like he was right on that. And I mean, look, I was saying that before, before Jim Cramer said that, and the charts were pointing to that. Look, we had a clear ascending triangle on the 4-hour time frame. We had resistance at about 345, 350, and now we're just breaking right through that, which we called out. Again, I'm not surprised. So Google reported very good numbers. I mean, they crushed it across the board. I actually can't even see them here. So give me a second, guys. I'll pull them up here on Safari very quickly. But they did extremely well when it comes to cloud, when it comes to, I guess YouTube revenue missed a little bit, but let's see if I could pull it up here, guys. Give me a second. I appreciate you all for the patience. I probably should have done this before. That's my bad. I got a little too excited and I started filming the video, but we can see here, guys, if we come down a little bit, look at these numbers. Adjusted EPS came in pretty much in line, $2.62 versus that $2.63 expected on revenue of $109.9 billion, which beat the $107.2 billion. And this is why the stock's moving, guys. Google Cloud, $20.02 or $03 billion versus the $18.05 billion expected. So they destroyed the estimates on Google Cloud by about $2 billion. And that overshadows everything, right? The fact that YouTube ads missed, who gives a crap, right? $9.88 billion versus $9.99 billion expected. So that missed by a little bit. All right, no big deal. $100 million miss. Who cares, right? Because again, that Google Cloud number was so good. And we can see here, the company beat expectations for revenue, and they grew 20% from last year, marking its highest growth rate for any quarter since 2022, which you'll see that for Meta as well here in a little bit. And let's see what else. The company also updated their 2026 CapEx guidance to about $180 to $190 billion, up from their previous estimate of $175 to $185 billion. So that's not too surprising. We're seeing Meta up their CapEx as well amongst other companies. So that's a quick look at, I guess, their headline numbers. Net income came in at $62.58 billion. That's up 81% year over year. I mean, come on, guys. Is this real life? Google ad revenue grew 15%, 15.5% to be exact, year over year to $77.25 billion. I mean, this is nuts. The fact that they reported this type of quarter, as big of a company as they are, it's just ridiculous, right? And it was on the writing was on the wall, at least here on the charts, right? I saw this coming, and man, they had a blowout quarter, and I've been long, like I said, for years now. And am I selling any shares, guys? No, I'm holding on. It's truly one of those buy and hold stocks for me. And when it comes to stocks like that, look, for me to sell, things have to drastically change with the management team, the fundamentals. I have to really not like the direction of where the company's going, and that's not the case with Google. So for me, I'm just holding on. Is it tempting to trim a little bit? Yeah, at times it's tempting. I've trimmed before, I can't lie. I mean, that's something that investors do all the time. They trim their positions, but selling out completely, yeah, it's not happening with Google, guys. So let's cover the next one, Amazon, and we're not going to dive too deep into these. I mean, we're not going to spend, an hour on this video, but let me pull up Amazon's earnings on the internet really quickly here, guys, because we probably won't be able to see those either. But Amazon reported pretty good numbers, very good numbers, and the stock is pretty volatile, quite surprising here. Honestly, I thought it would hold some of the gains, but Amazon popped to 277 in the aftermarket. That's insane. And this is my biggest stock holding right now, by the way. And now it's down to 260. So we gave back the gains. We're actually down a little bit on the day, 1.2%. Nothing too crazy. And quite frankly, I think the chart still looks great. I mean, doesn't it? You can see Amazon broke through 255, had a crazy run in the aftermarket again to almost 280. Now we're pulling back, consolidating a bit at about 255, 260, which was that old resistance. That looks pretty good to me, technically speaking, right? So let me pull up Amazon's earnings here so we can see quickly kind of the headline numbers, what's going on. And you guys know, when it comes to Amazon, all eyes are on AWS, which AWS, guys, beat the estimates, and they're growing very nicely. You guys can see EPS came in at $2.78, which beat the $1.64. Very good beat. And revenue also beat. Surprise, right? Not really. $181.52 billion versus $177.3 billion expected. And AWS beat as well, $37.59 billion versus $36.64 billion expected, as advertising revenue also beat $17.24 versus $16.87 billion, and their cloud segment dropped would be crazy, but they increased 28% year over year to $37.59 billion, marking their fastest growth in more than 3 years. So guys, the fact that AWS growth is reaccelerating now, it has been for what, a couple quarters, whatever it's been, that's very good news for the stock. Very good news for the stock. And Wall Street had expected AWS to grow about 26%. So they came in well above that. That's great. And let's see, anything else worth mentioning here on Amazon? Quickly here. Their guidance for the current quarter, Amazon's expecting sales to come in between $194 and $199 billion, almost at that $200 billion number, guys, which the analysts were expecting $188.9 billion. And they expect operating income for Q2 to be between 20 and 24 billion, right around that 22.65 billion estimate from the analysts. So very strong numbers out of Amazon. And my positions, all pretty much built out. I mean, I could always add more at good valuations. And man, it's actually tempting to add a little more here, but I'm not going to do it. I bought a bunch at 195, 200, 205. I feel like adding more now might be a little premature. I mean, I think if it comes down even more, maybe to 230, 240, at that point, I would buy more. But we're nowhere near that. So I'm going to hold on to what I got, be patient, and let it ride. Meta is another one, which I actually bought more today, guys. I bought some more Meta. It's down 9.5% on the day. I added some more at about 6. I think 613, a little bit more. Nothing too crazy, right? And full disclosure, guys, I'm long, and all my buys, all my moves, investments, trades, all my options, moves I make are posted on Patreon if you guys want to see them. And there's a private Discord, full disclosure. All that is linked down below if you're interested. Pinned in the comments as well, or go to stocksurfs.com/Patreon. You see everything in that portfolio with weekly portfolio updates. Meta is trading at 605 now, so I am down a little bit on the shares that I just bought, but it's not that big a deal because it's a long-term position, right? So if we pull up their earnings, give me a second here, guys. Meta earnings, let's pull these up and kind of see what's going on. So their stock, again, is down 9.5%. Not too great. There are a couple of reasons why here. We'll talk about that right now. Let's pull this back up and we'll see these numbers. So EPS came in at $7.31 adjusted, which beat the $6.79 expected on sales of $56.31 billion, which also beat that $55.45 billion number. So double beat out of Meta, and we can see revenue climbed 33% from last year, which is the fastest growing quarter since 2021. So Meta is growing the most out of any Mag 7 company right now, on the top line at least, and it's not getting any love. It's not getting any love. People are like, oh, how are they going to monetize all this AI spend? The market is clearly not as confident as they are with other stocks, other companies, with Meta, right? They think Meta is not going to be able to execute and really get a nice return on invested capital here, which I disagree with, right? We can see the company reported first quarter daily active people, or DAP, of 3.56 billion, a 4% increase from the same period in the previous year, but a 5% drop from last quarter, and that missed the estimate of 3.62 billion. So this is another reason why maybe the stock's slipping, but the real reason is, come on, it's because CapEx came in at, let's see, however, we can see Meta said CapEx this year will be between 125 and 145 billion, up from the prior range of 115 to 135. So they're spending even more. CapEx is up even more. Investors were already questioning, okay, how are they going to monetize all this spend? And now they're spending even more. So that is spooking investors a little bit. But I'm not one of those investors, guys. Again, I bought more. And if you look at their numbers, they're good across the board. They're strong. Again, their fastest growing quarter since 2021 revenue-wise, and net income came in at $26.8 billion, up from $16.6 billion last year. So net income's growing, revenue's through the roof, EPS is looking good. They're actually cutting their workforce. The company said last week they're laying off about 10% of their workforce, or 8,000 employees, which, I mean, that sucks, obviously, for the employees, no doubt about it. But at the end of the day, this is a business, and that saves them money. That increases their bottom line. They could end up, spending that money elsewhere on AI, the CapEx, blah, blah, blah. So that's not bad for the company, for the stock, right? Again, it sucks for the employees, but in my opinion, man, I think Meta right now, especially if you have, a couple years time horizon, I think it's a pretty decent buy. I bought more here a couple of weeks ago when we tanked down to about 525. I think I added. I should have added more there, quite frankly. I didn't. I bought, a decent amount, but today I nibbled some more right around this support at about $600. And if it comes down even more, you guessed it, I'm going to buy more. Simple as that. So Microsoft, and by the way, guys, hit the like button if you're finding value. Make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. 50% of you guys watch the content, at least on YouTube, and you're not subscribing, and that needs to change. Hit that subscribe button. I appreciate you all. So Microsoft reported numbers. We have them right here. EPS came in at $4.27, which beat the $4.06 expected, and sales also beat for Microsoft. Let's see, 82.88 billion versus 81.39 billion. So double beat out of Microsoft. And let's see, AI revenue. Oh my goodness. Somebody mentioned this in my Discord. This is nuts. AI revenue's up 123% year over year. Looks like hits annual run rate of $37 billion, which is insane. Anything else here worth mentioning? Look, I mean, you guys know my opinion on Microsoft. It's a solid company, but it's just out of the Mag 7 right now, it's the least loved Mag 7. Maybe that or Tesla. I don't know. You pick your poison. Or honestly, Meta. Honestly. One of those three. And the reality is, guys, it's been bundled up in this software sell-off. A lot of people are not in love with their AI offerings, and they've kind of dropped the ball a little bit. Let's be honest here. They've dropped the ball a little bit. Microsoft's not as much of a darling stock as it was a couple years ago, and it shows in the price. I mean, this stock's pretty much at the same level it was at over 2 years ago, where you can't say that with many of the other Mag 7 stocks. And in the grand scheme of things, when in doubt, zoom out. The chart still looks great, but it's still in a downtrend in the short term. So for me, I'm avoiding this until we can get some sort of reversal, and we're nowhere near it, at least as of now. We tried breaking through, but this quarter, the earnings clearly did not bring us out of that downtrend, and we clearly put in another lower high, which I'm not loving. So let's break down Chipotle very quickly here, guys, which is also in a downtrend. It's up 4%, but it's nowhere near actually breaking out. Chipotle reported, let's see here, guys, earnings per share. Let's see if I could pull it up. EPS, I'm pretty sure their same store sales growth, or same store sales, that's back to positive, I was reading, which is good. It looks like adjusted EPS came in at 24 cents, in line with the expectation. Sales $3.088 billion versus the $3.069 billion. So pretty good numbers there. Comparable restaurant sales increased 0.5%. So that's what I was saying. It looks like here they plan 350 to 370 new restaurants with 80% Chipotle, guiding for 24 to 26% tax rate. And am I the only one that's actually never seen a Chipotle? Nor would I use one, quite frankly. I feel like when you order Chipotle online, which I usually never do, but I've done it a couple times, they give you less portions. Is that just me? Or when you order it online, they give you like half of what you would get if you went in store to get it. So for me, Chipotle, I'm going in the store, right? I'm going in the store. And a lot of the time, man, they don't even charge you for double chicken, or they don't charge you for this. Maybe that's just my location. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they just like me and they don't charge me for extra stuff, but that's probably not good for the business either. How many people are not charging for double chicken across these Chipotle, stores, right? We're not going to get into that, but yeah, from my experience, man, I've never seen a Chipotle, but hey, if I wouldn't use it anyway, unless I had, 5 kids in the car and I couldn't go inside, or it would be mayhem, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's pretty much it on Chipotle. The fact that their same store sales, comparable, whatever, it's back to growth. That's a good sign. That's definitely why the stock's up, but it's not enough to get it out of this downtrend. And eventually, I think it will break through, but it's not now. Or at least I don't think it'll happen anytime in the next couple of weeks. But when it does happen, I would not be opposed to maybe going long Chipotle. The chart looks pretty good. When in doubt, zoom out. It almost might be that time. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Hit the like button. Consider subscribing. Join the Patreon. Again, if you want to keep up with my portfolio updates, see the stocks I'm buying, be a part of my private Discord, all that's linked down below, pinned in the comments as well, or go to stocksurfs.com/Patreon. And with that being said, cheers. I appreciate you all for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video.